record on the computer. This will be interesting. I'm using my work computer. Normally I don't think about it. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Nadia, who is in my top left corner.
Did you want to spotlight me, Jane?
I was just going to say, should we go into the spotlight view is probably going to be the best way to do it. There you go. So I'll turn this over to Nadia.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on this gloomy Sunday. I'm very excited to see all of you guys in person, and it was such a treat to get to hear all of your performances and listen to you guys and provide some helpful suggestions, I hope. So today I've planned a few little activities for us, and I have actually 3 videos that I'm going to ask right away for permission to share since I see that all these people are here. I would love if I could share Levi Potter's video. You can just give me like a thumbs up or something if that's okay. And I've also got Ruby's. And that's good. Okay, great. And also Callie with the pink piano. Is that all right? Yeah, awesome. Good. And if you're feeling up to it, since you guys are probably near the piano, or Callie's at least at her piano, maybe she'll even help us out and demonstrate some stuff with me if she's feeling brave. If not, I can do it. Don't worry. All right. So I know for many of you guys, this was probably one of your first performances. And how strange it must have been giving your first performance during a pandemic from your own living room or your teacher's living room. Can we have a little show of hands? You guys know where the raise hand function is? If you can just put your hand up if it was like your first time participating in the festival or doing a performance of this kind. Yeah, we've got a couple. Some of you are already pros at it. Yeah. Okay, great. So I want to first start by talking about what we call stage deportment. So that's like how we behave when we come up on stage for a performance. And I know when we're recording a video, it's kind of different, but at the same time, we're presenting ourselves and we're showing all of our work. So we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward all the time. So I'm actually going to start by maybe showing Levi's video, because Levi gave us a beautiful introduction and had wonderful stage deportment. So I'm going to start by doing that, and then we can talk about that. Is Levi here? Maybe not. No. Yes, he is. Okay. Oh, why is Jane, my screen share doesn't appear to be working. Oh, I got it. We're good.
Yeah, you're co-host, so you should.
There we are. Okay, so we're going to watch Levi together here. And what Levi did really well was, first of all, he dressed up nice in a dress shirt for us. And he did a wonderful bow, and he introduced his piece and himself so clearly. So this is a great example of what we want to think about when we go to perform.
Hi, my name is Levi, and I will play Mary We Roll Along.
There we go. So thank you very much, Levi, for demonstrating all of that to us. So we want to remember that even when we're recording online, but more importantly, hopefully soon we can be in person again, and we'll want to make sure that we keep that in mind when performing. So next, I'd like to talk a little bit about posture. On quite a few of the beginners, actually, I made a couple comments about posture. I know it's difficult because a lot of us, when we start, we're very small, we can barely reach the keyboard, but it is very important to have really good posture right from the start so you get in the habit of sitting that way and learn how to be comfortable like that. So what I noticed actually in a lot of the videos was that, I have to move myself down, but what was happening was a lot of us were sitting really low, so the wrist ended up being in this curved position like that. So what we want to do, back in my day, we would have stacked telephone books, but we don't have those anymore. So you want to look around your house maybe. If your bench isn't adjustable, look around for some books or something nice and tall that you can sit on, because you want to be sitting high with your elbow in line or slightly above the keyboard so that it's in line with your wrist and the keyboard. And this is really going to help us because it's going to give us added power and control over the keyboard. When we stretch our wrist like this, we are actually pulling our tendons and our muscles farther than they really need to be pulled. And that can cause a lot of pain down the road. Maybe not when we're playing our repertoire right now, but down the road it can definitely give us some trouble. And you'll find that you actually have a wider variety of dynamics and sounds to play with when you're comfortably seated a little bit higher. So next, I think we're going to touch on a few of the most common practice techniques that I mentioned when doing some of these write-ups. So the first one that I want to talk about is the use of the metronome. And I actually have a special name for my metronome. I like to call it Fluffy with my little students, because you can't hate something that's called Fluffy, and you'll actually enjoy practicing it with it a little bit more. So what's important is that maybe if you don't have a real piano, yours will be on the keyboard itself. And if you do have a real piano, that we always want to have a metronome nearby to help us learn how to keep time. And I often talked about subdividing. Does anybody know what subdividing is? Anyone know? So subdividing is when instead of we count 1, 2, 3, 4, we count 1 and 2 and 3 and, so that we're getting a division into a smaller note value, like the 8th note. And that's really, really helpful. Also, in addition to practicing with the metronome, we also want to learn how to count out loud when we're practicing, because that way we're internalizing the counting. We're feeling it inside of us. Has anybody seen Peter Pan? Yeah? Anybody remember the crocodile from Peter Pan? Yes? Callie, you want to tell us what happens with the crocodile? What does he eat? Something that goes tick-tock?
A clock.
He eats a clock. Yes, I always use this image with my students of the crocodile from Peter Pan who eats a clock, because then inside he's going tick-tock, tick-tock, and he's able to stay with the pulse really, really well. So in addition to using the metronome, we're going to learn how to count out loud for ourselves. It's a very handy tool. All right, next, I'm going to talk a little bit about dynamics and how do we create different sounds. Many times we're told, oh, play louder here or play softer. We need more dynamics, but we don't always know how to make those dynamics. So I'm actually going to use Ruby's video now. Ruby performed a piece called Starfish at Night, which I absolutely love because it's packed with all kinds of different sounds and colors, and you can really use your imagination. So we're first going to watch Ruby's video, and then we are going to learn how to make some of these different sounds.
Nadia, a few people said they couldn't hear Levi. So when you screen share, just make sure you find the box to share the computer sound as well.
Yeah,
Sometimes it is not checked.
I think I've got that. I will check though. Yeah, I know I've been having some issues online with my class lately and hearing the audio when we're sharing. So I think it's a Zoom thing, but we'll try here. Okay, so here is Ruby's performance of Starfish at Night. Just back up a tiny bit.
Nadia, they're still saying they can't hear it. Is it possible that your internal speakers on your computer are not working or something?
I've got the boxes clicked and everything. I do know this is a Zoom issue. Is it
I can
everybody
hear
that
it.
can't hear it or just a portion of the audience?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Because if you could hear it or not hear it, could you please place a comment in the chat box? I can hear it. And normally even host or co-host will not hear it if that box is not shared. So far, you and I are the only two who can hear it. Could anybody hear it? Oh, some are.
No.
So then what I have to ask is, if you're not hearing it, is it possible at home that you do not have your sound speakers on, or you don't have speakers? If you're on a desktop computer, often they do not have speakers. They don't have internal sound. A laptop will, a tablet will, a phone will. But some people can hear it, so it seems to be on the end of the students. Okay, so
Would you like me to play it again?
there's a Bluetooth connection, and it's happy to your audio.
Do you want me to share the link in the chat? So they can
Yeah, share the link in the chat with me, and I will share it and see if that works.
Okay.
So just do it to a private to me.
Yeah.
And just again, everybody can leave your sound muted, because what's happening is we're getting feedback on our end when people don't mute. Okay.
All right, Jane, I sent that to you. I can show it again if you want, or people can watch it on their own.
Would you like me to try and show it, Nadia, and see what happens?
Sure.
Okay.
So it starts around 10 seconds, and it's just the first of the two pieces.
Okay. I will get this playing. Instead, it starts around 10 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 seconds. Pause. Okay. View. Going back to Galley for a second so I can find my share screen. Share screen 2. Okay, everybody can see it. No up and off that. Share screen. I forgot to check the box, so now I'll do it. Okay, see if it works.
We're looking at your schedule.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Where's my share screen? It didn't show. There's something stupid going on with okay. Let me back her. Oh, I love technology. Okay, she's just about to sit down.
Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Thank you, Jane. I think everybody heard it that time.
I think so.
Good.
So yeah, when you get to the next one, Nadia, just send me the link again and we'll set it.
Sounds good. All right. So, is Ruby? Yeah, Ruby's there. All right. So, Ruby, you want to talk to me? Are you feeling brave and maybe? Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, do you like that piece?
Yeah.
It's great. It's like we're painters almost, and we get to paint this wonderful picture. How how did you find all the dynamic changes in that piece? Were those challenging for you?
A little.
A little bit, yeah, because we go like all the way from triple pianissimo all the way up to fortissimo, I think, in that piece. Did you have an image of what kind of painting you wanted to paint for us while you were playing, or a story you were telling? Not really? No? Okay, I will share mine for this piece. In this piece, I always imagine that it starts in a deep, dark ocean with those pianissimo, low, low notes. Now, how do we make a quiet sound? Because those start pianissimo and they're super low. Anybody have any ideas? Doesn't even have to be Ruby. Anybody? No? So on the piano, there's a few things that affect the type of sound we get. And one of those things is the speed that we attack the key. So when we want a loud sound, if we come from above and we move really quick, we're automatically going to get a super loud sound. But if we stay close to the key and we move very slowly, you get a very delicate, light sound. Oh, Callie's got her hand up. You got something to say, Callie?
You can play it softly with not much pressure, and that also helps.
Exactly, yeah. So by keeping your hand close to the key there, we're doing exactly what Callie suggested of not putting too much weight on it. So when we play those first notes, if we start with our finger on the key, you can get a really delicate sound out of it versus... Okay, so that's something to keep in mind when we want to make a really soft sound. In the middle of the piece, I don't know if Ruby has read my comments to her, but I told her that I always picture a big starfish, like a mama starfish, on the louder part, versus the baby starfish here. So that's a good opportunity to use a faster attack on the key here with our finger to get that loud sound. Also, something else that will help us get that loud sound is to use the very tip of your finger. And nice firm fingertips, energetic fingertips will help make these loud sounds versus when we want to do that soft sound, you can actually use more of the cushion on your finger to do that. So all kinds of things to experiment with there. When you guys are practicing and really want to enhance your dynamics, you can give those things a try. All right, next, let's talk a little bit about practicing in sections. Do you guys do that? Do you ever practice your piece in sections rather than playing the whole thing all the way through? Yeah? Yeah, that's a great idea because often, especially as we advance, the pieces get longer and longer. Oh, is somebody saying they can't see me? No? Okay.
I think they're answering your question about playing in sections.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So what I like to do is I actually like to start at the end of my pieces a lot of the time because you always want to end with a bang. You want it to sound impressive when you're done. So I often take the last few bars of the piece and I'll practice that first. And then I will add on backwards so that it improves all the way to the beginning so that my ending gets equal amount of practice as the start of my piece. So usually 2 or 4 bar units will work really well for this. Okay, next I'm going to talk a little bit about a practice technique that I told a few people about called ghosting. I don't know if anybody who's here heard or read about ghosting in their notes. I'm also going to share a video. This is Callie's video. I will send you the link, Jane. And it's the first piece on Callie's video as well. There we go. So we'll watch Callie's performance first, and then since she's keen and at her piano, she can help me demonstrate this practice technique I've written about.
Hello, my name is Callie and I will be playing Waltz and Morning Greeting for you.
All right, thanks for letting me share that, Callie. All right, so you can turn on your mic now if you'd like. So that was called It's a Waltz by Kabalevsky. And what is a waltz, Callie?
A waltz is a type of dance.
Yes, in 3/4 time. And you did an excellent job in your video of showing us all the time where that downbeat was. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That really helped it dance along nicely. Now, in your comments, I wrote about this practice technique that I like to use called ghosting. Did you read about that yet? Have you seen your comments yet? No? Okay, no problem. All right, so I'm going to describe it to you and then you can help me demonstrate it. Do you have your music handy? Yeah? Okay, great. All right, so ghosting is a way to practice to make sure that we always have really good balance between the hands. And what I mean by balance is which hand is the most important? Which one do you want the audience to hear more of? So in Callie's piece here, the right hand has the melody. It's got that beautiful line there. That's what we want to hear. The other hand is important too, but it's really just keeping the rhythm for us, that dance rhythm. So we want to make sure that that hand is kind of more in the background. So this technique that I use when I'm teaching, called ghosting, involves playing that right hand melody super loud, Callie. So you're going to play that right hand melody like fortissimo for us, and then you're going to play your left hand totally silently. Okay, so you're going to have to move your left hand like it's playing. On the notes, but we don't want to hear it at all. All we want to hear is the right hand. You want to give it a try? Don't worry if you don't get it the first time. It kind of involves separating your brain a little bit, but give it a try. See if you can do it.
Okay. No.
It's okay.
Oh, no.
That's it. Yeah, take it a little slower. It's really tricky. I appreciate your willingness to participate.
No.
That's okay. You're doing a great job. That's it. So that's always the first step, okay? So once you master that, then you're going to start to slowly add a little bit of weight to your left hand so that we can hear some of the notes, but we don't necessarily have to hear them all. I'll show you what I mean. So you see how you can kind of hear a few of them? Yeah, do you want to give that a try?
Sure.
Okay.
No. That wasn't in the right note.
Do you have a D and an F in your left hand?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, actually, Callie, that's it right there. You hear how much we don't necessarily hear the left hand as much as we did before, but that balance is excellent because now you're showing us which hand is really the most important. So that's how you do it. And you gradually add a little bit more weight to your left hand until you achieve the perfect balance, just like Callie did there. And then we always hear that important melody line. Thank you so much, Callie, for helping me out today. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
So I think those were like the main practice strategies I talked about in your comments, everybody. And also, I think the most important thing to remember is that it's okay to make a mistake, especially when we're recording. It's super stressful, I know. I've been doing a lot of them too. So if you happen to make a mistake, just forgive yourself. Don't worry, all right? And it's important that in your own practice too, when you're performing or practicing for a performance, that you tell yourself, it's okay, I can make a mistake, and actually practice continuing after you make your mistake so that it doesn't affect the rest of your performance and you learn how to not let it show necessarily. Remember, we're all human, we're not robots. It's okay to make a mistake. Is that Kelly's hand? Yeah?
You could hear a mistake I made in the video for Waltz, but I just kept on playing.
That's true, yeah. I honestly, I didn't remember that you had made a mistake there until I listened back this time. You covered it up so well. You were just like, whatever, it happened, it's done, I'm gonna keep going. That was really good. Bravo. All right, so maybe we'll pass it back to Jane now. Is Jane still here? Yeah.
There we go. It was clicking on the unmute. It did not wish to unmute for me. Never fails. I'm going to switch the view back to what I affectionately call Brady Bunch. And if you give me a sec, I will put my video back on. There we go. I am back. So thank you all for joining us today and taking some time out of your Sunday afternoon. I have just a couple last few things to share. As you know, the Kinsmen this year changed up. We didn't do all of our trophies. They're just too hard to do all of the trophies and awards we normally do when we're doing this virtually. So instead, they've offered 10 $50 bursaries. So I have the list here. We are meeting with the other students, grade 4 and up, at 2 o'clock. So you have to keep this secret till 3 o'clock this afternoon. You cannot, like, if there's somebody you know on this, especially like if it's an older sibling, you cannot tell them. So if you see an older brother or sister's name on here, you're going to have something on them for the next hour until they get to know this. So I'm going to share with you the congratulations for the people who have share screen. Work, baby. Screen 2. Share. So this is the list of our bursary winners for this year. I have an email that will be going out to teachers. We're going to be asking each person to contact us. As far as I know, the Kinsmen will be doing this in a name, like they'll write a check. So maybe that your parents want the check made out in their name and they will give you the money, or maybe the check made out in your name. So we need to know who to make the check out to and what address to mail it to. So we will be mailing these just to keep everything safe during COVID. We also have more congratulations, and this is the people who will be in the 2021 Concert of the Stars. So your TV Kojiko is going to be working with us. So this again will be all done virtually. I will be sending information to your teachers today, and they will share it with you. So you'll have a chance to redo your film, to retape your song and send it in for the Concert of the Stars. And what's cool about this, Nadia was just saying, as musicians, we all need to learn how to make mistakes and smile and keep on going. And I love the fact that she's like, I forgot that you've even made a mistake, because that's exactly what happens when you keep on going. People don't hear the mistake. You're the only one who knows. The fun with this is if you make a big boo-boo, you can re-record it and send me in the one that you like. So this is not like the festival where it was one take and that's it. If you record 5 or 6 times till you're happy, your parents will probably be the only ones frustrated. It won't bother me at all. The last one we have is the Provincial Music Festival is also virtual this year. The world is on Zoom. What can we say? So we have 4 people that Nadia has recommended to go on to the Provincial Festival. And again, I will be sending an email out to the teachers with information on how to do this and where the registration and all of those forms are. So before we close today, does anybody have any questions for Nadia? Any at all?
Congratulations, everybody, and thank you again for sharing your music with me. And I wish you all the
teachers
best in your continued studies. And I would really love to see the highlights concert. So maybe if there's an online link for that, Jane, you could pass it.
There should be. I'm hoping there will be, because it is local. Nadia, for the first time, Nadia is going to be part of our concert. We don't normally have adjudicators, but she will be just doing a short statement as part of it. Any of the teachers have questions? I know we don't usually let teachers do it, but hey, it's a Zoom world. We're breaking the rules, making our own rules this year. Everybody's good? Then thank you all. Nadia and I will be meeting again in about 20 minutes with the next group. Congratulations. Thank you all for being a part of the festival. I know things are a little strange in the world, but we so much appreciate you doing this. And I look forward to getting the recordings for the Concert of the Stars. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.
Bye, thank you.
Goodbye.